Hey everyone, welcome back to Developer's Edge. Today I am joined by our host, Chuck Friedman. Chuck, how are you doing?
Thanks, Addison. Doing awesome. Really excited to get into this episode.
Yeah, today we are joined by Anthony Fu, who is doing great things in open source.
Anthony is one of the most influential people I think we've talked to. We came to know him because he leads and contributes to some open source projects our very team uses, and we also know are very popular amongst our community. We learned a lot from Anthony in this conversation, what drives him, how he approaches open source, and what's contributed to him being most successful.
Yeah, well, I can't wait. Let's dive on in.
Well, hello everybody. Very excited to welcome Anthony Fu, who's an open sourcer at Nux Labs, to Developer's Edge. Hi Anthony, how you doing?
Hey everyone. Yeah, thanks for inviting, and really glad to be here.
What do you like most about being a developer?
For being a developer, is that you can achieve a lot of things. Maybe that would take a long time if you want to do that manually. You can figure out a way to write a script to automate it, so you don't need to do that repeat, and that will save you a lot of time. And if you share that program to someone needed, it will also save them a lot of time. And as the nature of the software that you can copy around, right? So it basically means that if you manage to save somebody's times, and you can make it for more of the people. So that's kind of being why I'm into open source. Things like you can share the code as a way to share your code and to make your work to benefit from others, to save their times and to make things more efficient.
Can you talk about what's made so many of your projects successful?
If I had to say, I guess, I kind building things out of my own demand. So I made a few projects that I kind of think which one will be people would need it, or which one will be popular. So I tried a few times in my college, and nothing succeeded, and they all failed. And I kind of remember my goal in my college year, for my 4 years of my college year, is that I want to have I want to have 100 stars on GitHub, and I failed to do that for my 4 years. But after at the summer vacations after my graduate, I made it, I guess, in a week, something like that. So I built. Then I kind of realized is that when you're trying to build something you really need and you really use, you can't get the most motivated to do that and to improve that. And also, you know the best that's what is missing or what you need to solve the problem, right? So even nowadays, I build a lot of experimental things, or just an idea throughout, and not all of them would succeed, and not all of them would have people to use it. But I kind of find gratitude is that you don't need to being too upset of a project being used, but you should be happy that one of your project being used. Is that I can't build thousands, maybe hundreds of the project, and only one of that would succeed, and I will just keep working on that one. It thinks that will be more people use it, and it will be better, and it also means it will be help more people. So that's kind of being my philosophy of doing things.
Is there a way though you can measure how helpful a project is to other developers? Do they provide feedback to you, or is there another way that you can tell that a project's being valued by developers?
Yeah, I guess there is a lot of metrics you can try to match. I guess what the most straightforward one is the stars on GitHub, right? And also, you can see if you publish to npm, you can see the monthly downloads, weekly downloads, and you can see how many folks of the pull request, the repo. I guess the most important thing is that the feedback of the community. If your project gets quite a lot of issues or pull requests, that means people are actually using it. Some kind of projects that people would like visit and say, okay, this is a cool idea, and they just click the start and just throw away and forget about it. But when people actually use your apps, they will face some issues. They will trying to improve it. So I guess the most straightforward way to know if the project is successful or not means successful. That just means that a project will be meaningful for someone else. Is that you can count that how many issues or pull requests coming each day.
Is there any advice that you could offer developers coming in about the importance of getting involved in open source?
For my take, I guess I'm just saying that maybe you should come from your own need, and saying that if you are relying on a library, you are using a library, and when you find some bugs on it, maybe there's like typos in their documentations, that would be a valid contribution to it. You can just send a pull request to fix it, or if you are using a library, there's a bug. If you can fix it, you can try to fix it. So fixing that issues or fixing that project would help you to your own project, and that would be the great motivation to do that. And you can just starting small. You don't need to like being too worried about the code and to say, okay, you made a few changes and people don't like it or whatever. But you're just starting simple and to get familiar with the process of like sending pull requests or make changes, and maybe communicate with the maintainer to how a feature or bug should go and what the trade-off is. So basically, like I'm kind of very encourage you to starting from fixing typo, and if you find you being capable to understand some of the code, you can starting to working on the code. It basically meaning that you need to trying to build a feedback loop. So you made the contributions and you got the achievements of your contribution being merged, and then next time you will have like more energy, or like you feel that you are more involved to the project, and then you can take more time to working on more complex thing. So that's kind of for me to being joining the open source community, and I think standing from your own needs would be a very good way to like keep doing things and moving things forward.
Outside of programming, what do you enjoy doing?
Yeah, I'm also doing a bit of photography. So yeah, I took photos from time to time, and I also really enjoy traveling. So yeah, as you can see, I'm now in a hotel, and yeah, we just move around to different cities for a few weeks, and to like get more learn more about the local culture or like local food, and also like that would be a great inspiration to take some photos, and I can visit different coffee shop and I will just go there. So something like that. So it's really enjoying it. And yeah, I think it's also great is that I'm working on open source and I don't really bound to office. So I can work from anywhere. So I can go to different cities in different coffee shop to finish my work. Yeah.
Well, Anthony, this was really cool to talk to you. I have to say I learned a ton, very inspired by the work you're doing, especially in the open source community. And I know it's been very impactful to our team and our community as well. So thanks so much for your time talking to us today.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, really glad to be here.
Thanks for joining us today on Developer's Edge. If you liked the conversation, be sure to subscribe and check out our other series. For additional content, tune in to the Developer's Edge podcast, available on Google, Spotify, and Apple. Until next time, take care, and we'll talk again soon.